You think choosing a seat is about comfort, or maybe the view. But behind every seat map, there's a silent system, one designed to predict what you'll do next. Airlines don't just sell you space, they sell control. Every color, every row, every small inconvenience is part of a larger design. That empty middle seat, that limited availability warning, even the way the seat map loads, it's all part of the psychology. Because when you think you're choosing freely, you're actually following a path they've built for you. Once you see the pattern, you'll never look at airplane seating the same way again. Welcome to the invisible game, and you've already been playing it every time you fly. Most passengers think seat selection is random, a simple click on a map before checkout. But that map is a script. Every row, every color, every available seat is carefully engineered to guide your next move. Some so-called window seats don't even have windows. That's not an error, it's design. By making certain rows less appealing, airlines nudge you toward the premium ones that cost just a little more. Middle seats? They're not a mistake either. They act as social pressure points, filling the cabin efficiently by playing on your desire to avoid discomfort. And when you see that flashing limited availability or only 2 seats left, it's rarely real time. It's psychological urgency, coded scarcity. The illusion of choice makes you feel in control. But the truth is, the system's already chosen for you. Now let's talk about airline psychology of seating. Your favorite seat says more about you than you think, and airlines know it. They've built entire systems around it. Window seat people crave control. They like to plan ahead, stay in their zone, and escape into their own world. That quiet view of the clouds? It's not just scenery, it's peace, predictability, and protection. Aisle sitters are different. They value freedom, efficiency, the ability to move first, leave first, act fast. They're the travelers who hate waiting, who like control without confinement. Then there are the middle seaters, the ones who rarely choose but often accept. They're the peacekeepers, the adapters, the ones who'd rather blend in than fight for space. Airlines study these patterns, because your seat choice doesn't just reveal your habits, it reveals your spending behavior. Once they know your type, they know how to price your experience. So which one are you? Window, aisle, or middle? Because once you figure that out, you can finally start playing their game better than they do. Now, let's move on to the turbulence myth. Ever notice turbulence feels worse in some seats? That's not your imagination, it's design. Seats directly over the wing experience the least movement. They're balanced at the aircraft's center of gravity, the sweet spot where vibration is minimal and motion is steady. Airlines know this. That's why they brand these rows as comfort zones, quietly charging more for what feels like calm. Move toward the back, and the story changes. The tail of the plane moves the most. You feel every drop, every sway. Yet statistically, those same rear seats are the safest in a crash. Safer, but never sold as premium. Even the hum of the engines, the brightness of the lights, the subtle vibration under your feet. None of it is random. Every sensory cue is tuned to influence how passengers behave, board, and even trust the flight experience. You feel calmer, not because the flight is smoother, but because the environment is engineered to make you believe it is. Once you understand that, turbulence stops being a fear and becomes a signal of design. Before we move to the seat hidden patterns, let's talk about the seat algorithm. Behind every upgrade screen, there's an algorithm quietly watching you, tracking how long you hover, what you click, and how much hesitation it takes before you give in. Airlines test your behavior in real time. Wait too long on the seat map and prices can subtly shift, not because demand changed, but because you did. That tiny pause tells the system how much you're willing to pay. If you're part of a loyalty program, it goes even deeper. Your past seat choices, spending patterns, even the flights you skipped upgrades on, all of it builds a profile. You're not just a passenger anymore. You're a data pattern. And when you see only one premium seat left, don't rush. That message is often pre-programmed scarcity, designed to trigger urgency. Some of those seats are held back until the final minutes of boarding, just to test how far you'll go to avoid discomfort. Every tap, every second of indecision feeds the system. You're negotiating with a machine that already knows your limits. So next time that price jumps mid-booking, remember, it's not luck. It's the algorithm playing you. Now the hidden patterns. Every light, every sound, every seat number, all of it is designed to guide your behavior. Nothing on an airplane is accidental. The lighting shifts from cool to warm as you board, not for comfort, but to quietly regulate your mood. The background music fades at the exact tempo proven to lower anxiety. Even the seat numbering, the way it ascends, the gaps, the labeling, is part of a spatial illusion that keeps passengers moving calmly toward their seats. What looks like efficiency is actually psychology. You are being guided, managed, and reassured through an experience carefully choreographed to make you feel in control, while you never truly are. Once you see the pattern, it's impossible to unsee it. Airlines don't just design cabins. They design emotions, subtle nudges that shape how you walk, sit, and spend. You thought you were choosing a seat, but in reality, the system has been choosing you all along. And from now on, every time you board a plane, you'll notice it. The invisible choreography behind the calm, the pattern that was always there, hiding in plain sight. Now you know more about airplane seating than 99% of travelers. You've seen behind the curtain, how airlines design not just your seat, but your choices, your comfort, even your emotions. Next time you fly, you won't just pick a seat. You'll read the pattern, the pressure points, the tricks, the psychology hidden in plain sight. You'll see how every row tells a story, how every upgrade prompt is a move in the game. Because once you understand how the system works, it stops working on you. You've shifted from passenger to player, from customer to insider, and that's where the real freedom begins. So share this with a friend before their next flight, because the moment travelers start seeing through these secrets, the system starts to crack. And if you want to travel smarter, calmer, and way cheaper than everyone else on the plane, subscribe, because this is just the beginning. The more you know, the smoother every journey becomes. Welcome to the 1% of travelers who finally see the sky differently.